comfort. But falling for you was my mistake. I put you on top, I put you on top. I claimed you so proud and openly. And when times were rough, when times were rough, I made sure I held you close to me. So call out my name, call out my name when I kiss you so gently. I want you to stay, I want you to stay. Even though you don't want me, girl, why can't you wait? Girl, why can't you wait till I fall out of love? Won't you call out my name? Girl, call out my name and I'll be on my way and I'll be on my. I said I didn't feel nothing, baby, but I lied. I almost got a piece of myself for your life. Guess I was just another pit stop till you made up your mind. You just wasted my time. You're on top, I put you on top. I claimed you so proud and believe me. And when times were rough, when times were rough, I made sure I held you close to me. So call out my name, call out my name, baby. So call out my name when I kiss you so gently. I want you to stay, I want you to stay, I want you to stay. Even though you don't want me, girl, why can't you wait? Girl, why can't you wait till I? Girl, why can't you wait till I fall out of love? Baby, call out my name, say call out my name. Girl, call out my name and I'll be on my way, girl. I'll be on my.
And you ain't cheap either.
Ya yo estoy cansada, no puedo más. ¡Me voy!
Another one. Another one. We the best music.
Yo, he ain't messing with no average chick. Pop, pop. He got Nicky, he know that he hit the jackpot. A baller tryna score, check them shot clocks. But I hit him with them Braun Iguodala blocks. Eat the cake, guinea, suck on my toes, yes. Hitting them home runs, I be like, go Mets. I want a dude that still kiss me when he mad. Type that caught me diamonds, he could miss me with them bags.
Girl, we've been right here thinking about it all night.
Baby, you should be up in my bed. Ooh, do you mind? Do you mind? Baby, you
DJ
do you mind?
Khaled.
Do you mind? Do you mind? I'm just tryna get to know ya. Get a little closer, baby, post up. Ooh, do you mind? 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 Do you mind?
Girl, we've been right here thinking about it all night.
Baby, you should be up in my bed. Ooh, do you mind? Do you mind? Baby, you do you mind? Do you mind? Do you mind? You know, he ain't got forever. You know. Let me be the one, baby, you deserve better. if I touch you there? Then you know you can do better, baby. I know that it don't get no better than me. Let's not waste that time. You ain't gotta hold back, cause once I get inside, you won't change your mind. Know that you can take it, no need to hesitate. I'm getting impatient, I'm not used to waiting. I want you to give it to me, come on, let me taste until I get enough. Hope you're ready, cause I'ma beat it up. Do you mind when I'm behind it, know how to heat it up? I should be the one, baby, you gon' learn that. Girl, I know your body, know where every curve at. We be going all night to the early. Know you wanna take off when you on my runway. We ain't gotta talk about these conversations. Baby, by the way I touch you, you know what I'm saying. Oh, 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 oh. Ride it slow. Oh, oh, oh. I'm just tryna get to know ya. Get a little closer, baby, post up. Ooh, do you mind? 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 Girl, we've been right here thinking about it all night. Baby, you should be up in my bed. Ooh, do you mind? Do you mind? Baby, do you mind? Do you mind? Do you mind? You know, we ain't got forever, forever. You know. Let me be the one, baby, you deserve better. You know. We ain't got forever, forever. You know.
And with all this red carpet shit, baby,
Let me be the one, baby, do you mind?
I'ma do that favor, dripping flavor in your two-piece. I'ma keep my promise, never treat you like a groupie. Calamari dinners got you eating raw sushi. Still in the trap, but I like my bitches bougie. 2 cups of styrofoam, excuse me, lil' mama. I can hold you down, be your friend and your lover. You won't watch his new Versace, you want Celine? Top back, streaming money, ain't a team.
Seen the 2 G-Wagons in my driveway. FaceTime, 2 black bottles by my fireplace. Fell out with your people, so you took the pictures down. Instagram ain't been the same since you so distant now. Took you shopping in other places that I won't name. First time your friends really got to see ball man. 20 million cash, seen that with my 2 eyes. We the best, and I told you this back in 05.
I'm just tryna get to know ya. Get a little closer, baby, post up. Ooh, do you mind? 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 Girl, we've been right here thinking about it all night. Baby, you should be up in my bed. Ooh, do you mind? Do you mind? Baby, do you mind? Do you mind? Do you mind?
Ooh, just in case you need me, I don't mind. Yo, tell him what to do, tell him what to do, tell him what to do when you see a bad bitch in front of you, baby. Yeah, assume the position.
I'm just tryna get to know ya. Get a little closer, baby, post up. Ooh, do you mind? 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 Girl, we've been right here thinking about it all night. Baby, you should be up in my bed. Ooh, do you mind? Do you mind? Baby, do you mind? Do you mind?
When I'm in the jungle, I need a queen. I'm a king. I'm a lion. And now I have the opportunity to secure the bag on a whole nother level. When you stress me, you stressing me. If you don't stress me.
I was raised by lesbians in the mountains, and I sort of came like a forest gnome to New York City a while back. Really messed with my head, but I will get into that later. I'll start with when I was 8 years old. I took a wood box, and I buried a dollar bill, a pen, and a fork inside this box in Colorado. And I thought some strange humanoids or aliens in 500 years would find this box and learn about the way our species exchanged ideas. Maybe how we ate our spaghetti. I really didn't know. Anyways, it's kind of funny, because here I am, 30 years later, and I'm still making boxes. Now, at some point I was in Hawaii. I like to hike and surf and do all that weird stuff. And I was making a collage for my ma. And I took a dictionary, I ripped it up, and I made it into sort of an Agnes Martin grid. And I poured resin all over it, and a bee got stuck. Now, she's afraid of bees, and she's allergic to them. So I poured more resin on the canvas, thinking I could, like, hide it or something. Instead, the opposite thing happened. It sort of created a magnification, like a magnifying glass on the dictionary text. So what did I do? I built more boxes. This time, I started putting electronics, frogs, strange bottles I'd find in the streets, anything I could find, because I was always finding things my whole life and sort of trying to make relationships and tell stories between these objects. So I started, drawing around the objects, and I realized, holy moly, I can draw in space. I can make like free-floating lines. I was like the way you would draw around a dead body at a crime scene. So I took the objects out, and I created my own taxonomy of invented specimens. First botanical, which you can kind of get a sense of. Then I made it some weird insects and creatures. It's really fun, I was like just drawing on the layers of resin. And it was cool because I was actually starting to have shows and stuff. I was making some money. I could take my girlfriend for dinner and like go to Sizzler. It was some good shit, man. At some point, I got up to the human form, life-size resin sculptures with drawings of humans inside the layers. And this was great, except for one thing. I was going to die. I didn't know what to do because the resin was going to kill me. And I went to bed every night thinking about it. So I tried using glass. I started drawing on the layers of glass, almost like if you drew on a window, and then you put another window, and you had like all these windows together that made a three-dimensional composition. And this really worked because I could stop using the resin. So I did this for years, which culminated in a very large work, which I call the triptych. The triptych was largely inspired by Hieronymus Bosch's Garden of Earthly Delights. It's a painting, I don't know if you guys know it. It's in the Prado in Spain. Do you guys know this painting? Yeah, good. That's a cool painting. It was kind of ahead of its time, they said. So the triptych, I'll kind of walk you through this piece. It weighs 24,000 pounds. It's 18 feet long. It's double-sided, so it's 36 feet of composition. It's kind of weird. So you've got that's the blood fountain, To the left, you had Jesus and the locusts. There's a cave where all these animal-headed creatures travel between two worlds. So they go from the representational world to this analog mesh underworld where they're hiding. This is where the animal-headed creatures are by the lighthouse, and they're all about to commit mass suicide into the ocean. The ocean is made up of thousands of elements. Well, this is a bird god tied up to a battleship. Billy Graham's in the ocean, the horizon from the oil spill, Waldo, Osama bin Laden's shelter. There's all kinds of weird stuff that you can find if you look really hard in the ocean. Anyways, this is a lady, a kind of lady creature. She's coming out of the ocean, and she's spitting oil into one hand, and she has clouds coming out of her other hand. Her hands are like scales, and she's sort of like got the like mythological reference of the earth and cosmos in balance. So that's like one side of the triptych. It's a little narrative thing. That's her hand that she's spitting into. And then when you go to the other side, she's got like a trunk, like a bird's beak, and she's spitting clouds out of her trunk. Then she has an 18-foot-long serpent's tail that connects the triptych. Anyways, her tail catches on fire from the back of the volcano. I don't know why that happened. But that happens, Anyways, her tail terminates in a cycloptic eyeball made out of 1986 terrorist cards. Have you guys seen those? They were made in the 1980s. They're like baseball cards of terrorists, way ahead of their time. Anyways, that'll bring you to my latest project. We're in the middle of two projects. One's called Psychogeographies. It's about a 6-year project to make 100 of these humans. Each one is an archive of our culture through our ripped up media and matter, whether it's encyclopedias or dictionaries or magazines. But each one acts as sort of an archive in the shape of a human, and they travel in groups of 24 or 12 at a time. They're like cells. They come together, they divide, and you kind of walk through them. And it's just taking me years. And each one's basically a 3,000-pound microscope slide with a human stuck inside. This one's got a little cave in his chest. That's his head. There's the chest. You can kind of see the beginning. I'm going to go down the body for you, right? There's a waterfall coming out of his chest right there, covering his penis or not penis or whatever it is, some kind of androgynous thing. Anyways, and I'll just kind of take you quickly through these works because I can't really explain them for too long. You get a sense. There's the layers. You can kind of see it. That's like a body getting split in half. This one's got two heads, and it's like communicating between the two heads. You can see like the pills coming out, going into one head from this weird statue. And there's like a little forest scene inside the chest cavity. Can you see that? Anyways, this talks all about these boxes, like the boxes we're in. This box we're in, the solar system is a box. This brings you to my latest box. It's a brick box. It's called Pioneer Works. Inside of this box is a physicist, a neuroscientist, a painter, a musician, a writer, a radio station, a museum, a school, a publishing arm to sort of disseminate all the content that we make there into the world, a garden. We shake this box up and all these people kind of start hitting each other like particles. And I think that's the way you change the world, is you sort of redefine your insides and the box that you're living in, and you come together to realize that we're all in this together, that this delusion of difference, this idea of countries, this idea of borders, of religion, doesn't work. Like, we're all really made up of the same stuff in the same box. And if we don't start exchanging that stuff sweetly and nicely, we're all going to die real soon. Thank you very much.
Let's dance in style, let's dance for a while. Heaven can wait, we're only watching the skies. Hoping for the best, but expecting the worst. Are you gonna drop the bomb or not? Let us die young or let us live forever. We don't have the power, but we never say never. Sitting in a sandpit, life is a short trip. The music's for the sad man. Can you imagine when this race is won? Turn our golden faces into the sun. Raising our needles, we're getting in tune. The music's played by the madman. Forever young, I want to be forever young. Do you really want to live forever? Forever, never, forever young. I want to be forever young. Do you really want to live forever? Some are like water, some are like the heat. Some are a melody and some are the beat. Some are all little, but all will be gone. Why don't they stay young? It's so hard to get old without a cause. I don't want to perish like a phoenix. It's like diamonds in the sun, and diamonds are forever. So many adventures couldn't happen today. So many songs we forgot to play. So many dreams swinging out of the blue. But let them come true. Forever young, I want to be forever young. Do you really want to live forever? Forever, forever, forever young. I want to be forever young. Do you really want to live forever? Forever, forever, forever young. I want to be forever young. Do you really want to live I saw you dancing in a crowded room. You look so happy when I'm not with you. But then you saw me, caught you by surprise. A single teardrop falling from your eye. I don't know why I run away. I'll make you cry when I run away. You could have asked me why I broke your heart. You could have told me that you fell apart.
I'd like to start by asking you all to go to your happy place, please. Yes, your happy place. I know you've got one, even if it's fake. Okay, so comfortable? Good. Now I'd like you to mentally answer the following questions. Is there any strip lighting in your happy place? Any plastic tables? Polyester flooring? Mobile phones? No? I think we all know that our happy place is meant to be somewhere natural, outdoors, on a beach, fireside. We'll be reading or eating or knitting. And we're surrounded by natural light and organic elements. Natural things make us happy. And happiness is a great motivator. We strive for happiness. Perhaps that's why we're always redesigning everything in the hope that our solutions might feel more natural. So let's start there, with the idea that good design should feel natural. Your phone, it's not very natural. And you probably think you're addicted to your phone, but you're really not. We're not addicted to devices. We're addicted to the information that flows through them. I wonder how long you would be happy in your happy place without any information from the outside world. I'm interested in how we access that information, how we experience it. We're moving from a time of static information held in books and libraries and bus stops through a period of digital information towards a period of fluid information where your children will expect to be able to access anything, anywhere, at any time, from quantum physics to medieval viticulture, from gender theory to tomorrow's weather. Just like switching on a light bulb. Imagine that. Humans also like simple tools. Your phone is not a very simple tool. A fork is a simple tool. And we don't like them made of plastic. In the same way, I don't really like my phone very much. It's not how I want to experience information. I think there are better solutions than a world mediated by screens. I don't hate screens, but I don't feel, and I don't think any of us feel that good about how much time we spend slouched over them. Fortunately, the big tech companies seem to agree. They're actually heavily invested in touch and speech and gesture, and also in sensors, things that can turn dumb objects like cups and imbue them with the magic of the internet, potentially turning this digital cloud into something we might touch and move. The parents in crisis over screen time need physical digital toys teaching their kids to read, as well as family-safe app stores. And I think actually that's already really happening. Reality is richer than screens. For example, I love books. For me, they are time machines, atoms and molecules bound in space from the moment of their creation to the moment of my experience. But frankly, the content's identical on my phone. So what makes this a richer experience than a screen? I mean, scientifically. We need screens. Of course, I'm going to show a film. I need the enormous screen. But there's more that you can do with these magic boxes. Your phone is not the internet's door bitch. We can build things, physical things, using physics and pixels that can integrate the internet into the world around us. And I'm going to show you a few examples of those. A while ago, I got to work with the design agency Berg on an exploration of what the internet without screens might actually look like. And they showed us a range of ways that light can work with simple sensors and physical objects to really bring the internet to life, to make it tangible, like this wonderfully mechanical YouTube player. And this was an inspiration to me. Next, I worked with the Japanese agency AQ on a research project into mental health. We wanted to create an object that could capture the subjective data around mood swings that's so essential to diagnosis. This object captures your touch, so you might press it very hard if you're angry or stroke it if you're calm. It's like a digital emoji stick. And then you might revisit those moments later and add context to them online. Most of all, We wanted to create an intimate, beautiful thing that could live in your pocket and be loved. The binoculars are actually a birthday present for the Sydney Opera House's 40th anniversary. Our friends at Tellart in Boston brought over a pair of street binoculars, the kind you might find on the Empire State Building, and they fitted them with 360-degree views of other iconic World Heritage sites using Street View. And then we stuck them under the steps. So they became this very physical, simple reappropriation, like a portal to these other icons. So you might see Versailles or Shackleton's Hut. Basically, it's virtual reality circa 1955. In our office, we use hacky sacks to exchange URLs. This is incredibly simple. It's like your Opal card. We basically put a website on the little chip in here, and then you do this, and bosh, the website appears on your phone. It's about 10 cents. Tree Hugger is a project that we're working on with Grumpy Sailor and Finch here in Sydney. And I'm very excited about what might happen when you pull the phones apart and you put the bits into trees. And that my children might have an opportunity to visit an enchanted forest, guided by a magic wand, where they could talk to digital fairies and ask them questions and be asked questions in return. As you can see, we're at the cardboard stage with this one. But I'm very excited by the possibility of getting kids back outside without screens, but with all the powerful magic of the internet at their fingertips. And we hope to have something like this working by the end of the year. So let's recap. Humans like natural solutions. Humans love information. Humans need simple tools. These principles should underpin how we design for the future, not just for the internet. You may feel uncomfortable about the age of information that we're moving into. You may feel challenged rather than simply excited. Guess what? Me too. It's a really extraordinary period of human history. We are the people that actually build our world. There's no artificial intelligences yet. It's us, designers, architects, artists, engineers. And if we challenge ourselves, I think that actually we can have a happy place, filled with the information we love, that feels as natural and as simple as switching on a light bulb. And although it may seem inevitable that what the public want is watches and websites and widgets, maybe we could give a bit of thought to cork and light and hacky sacks. Thank you very much.
That 5 for you, I do that 3-4 times again. I testify for you. I told I like you, that bitch. I do it all, and I'm around. You scared to do? I'm not. Long as you joking, now in for me. I ain't got it. Mobbing, scheming, looting, hide your bodies. Long as you dreaming about me, ain't no problem. I don't got nobody just with you right now. Tell the truth, I look better under you. I can't lose when I'm with you. How can us lose and miss the moment? You just too important. Nobody do body like you do. I can't lose when I'm with you. I can't just lose and miss the moment. You just too important. Nobody do body like you do. You do. In the drop top ride with you, I feel like Scarface. That white bitch with the bob, I'll be your main one. Let's chase this argument back up to my place. Sex remind you I'm not violent, I'm your day one. We had shit, yeah. It was magic, yeah. Smash and grab shit, yeah. Nasty habits take a hold when you're not here. Ain't a home when you're not here. Hard to grow when you're not here. I'm saying I can't lose when I'm with you. How can I lose and miss the moment? You just too important. Nobody do body like you do. I can't lose when I'm with you. How can I snooze and miss the moment? You're just too important. Nobody do body like you do, you do.
Main one man, are you frontin' on me and I'm the main one trying? Are you blaming on me and you the main one lying? Are you threatening leaving? I'm the main one crying. Just tryna be you everything. Main one crying. Are you frontin' on me and I'm the main one trying? Are you blaming on me and you the main one lying? Are you threatening leaving? I'm the main one crying.
And I can't lose when I'm with you. How can I snooze and miss the moment? You're just too important. Nobody do body like you do. I can't lose when I'm with you. How can I snooze and miss the moment? You're just too important. Nobody do body like you do, you do. I think I've had enough. I might get a little drunk. I say what's on my mind. I might do a little time. 'Cause all of my kindness is taken for weakness. Now I'm 4 or 5 seconds from wildin', and we got 3 more days till Friday. I'm just trying to make it back home by Monday morning. I swear I wish somebody would tell me, ooh, that's all I want.
Woke up an optimist. Sun was shining, I'm positive. Then I heard you was talking trash. Hold me back, I'm about to spaz.
Yeah, about 4 or 5 seconds from wildin', and we got 3 more days till Friday. I'm trying to make it back home by Monday morning. I swear I wish somebody would drive me. Ooh, that's all I want. And I know that you're home tonight, thinking how could I be so selfish? But you called about 1,000 times, wondering where I've been. Now I know that you're home tonight, thinking how could I be so reckless? But I just can't apologize. I hope you can understand.
If I go to jail tonight, promise you'll pay my bill. See, they wanna buy my pride, but that just ain't up for sale. See, all of my kindness is taken for weakness. Now I'm 4 or 5 seconds from wildin', and we got 3 more days till Friday. I'm trying to make it back home by Monday morning. I swear I wish somebody would tell me, ooh, that's all I want. 4 or 5 seconds from wildin', and we got 3 more days till Friday. Just trying to make it back home by Monday morning. I swear I wish somebody would tell me, 'cause that's all I want.
The constant thud underneath your feet. the constrained space and the monotony of going nowhere fast. It feels like hours have gone by, but it's only been 11 minutes. And you wonder, why am I torturing myself? This thing has got to be considered a cruel and unusual punishment. Actually, that's exactly what it is, or was. You see, in the 1800s, treadmills were created to punish English prisoners. At the time, the English prison system was abysmally bad. Execution and deportation were often the punishments of choice, and those who were locked away faced hours of solitude in filthy cells. So social movements led by religious groups, philanthropies, and celebrities like Charles Dickens sought to change these dire conditions and help reform the prisoners. When their movement succeeded, entire prisons were remodeled, and new forms of rehabilitation, such as the treadmill, were introduced. Here's how the original version, invented in 1818 by English engineer Sir William Cubitt, worked. Prisoners stepped on 24 spokes of a large paddle wheel. As the wheel turned, the prisoner was forced to keep stepping up or risk falling off, similar to modern stepper machines. Meanwhile, the rotation made gears pump out water, crush grain, or power mills, which is where the name treadmill originated. These devices were seen as a fantastic way of whipping prisoners into shape, and that added benefit of powering mills helped rebuild a British economy decimated by the Napoleonic Wars. It was a win for all concerned, except the prisoners. It's estimated that on average, prisoners spent 6 or so hours a day on treadmills, the equivalent of climbing 5,000 to 14,000 feet. 14,000 feet is roughly Mount Everest's halfway point. Imagine doing that 5 days a week with little food. Cubitt's idea quickly spread across the British Empire and America. Within a decade of its creation, over 50 English prisons boasted a treadmill, and America a similar amount. Unsurprisingly, the exertion, combined with poor nutrition, saw many prisoners suffer breakdowns and injuries. Not that prison guards seemed to care. In 1824, New York prison guard James Hardy credited the device with taming his more boisterous inmates, writing that the monotonous steadiness and not its severity constitutes its terror. A quote many still agree with. And treadmills lasted in England until the late 19th century, when they were banned for being excessively cruel under the Prisons Act of 1898. But of course, the torture device returned with a vengeance, this time targeting the unsuspecting public. In 1911, a treadmill patent was registered in the US, and by 1952, the forerunner for today's modern treadmill had been created. When the jogging craze hit the US in the 1970s, the treadmill was thrust back into the limelight as an easy and convenient way to improve aerobic fitness and lose unwanted pounds, which, to be fair, it's pretty good at doing, and the machine has maintained its popularity since. So the next time you voluntarily subject yourself to what was once a cruel and unusual punishment, just be glad you can control when you'll hop off.
And in my mind, in my head, this is where we all came from. The dreams we had, the love we shared, this is what we're waiting for. And in my mind, in my head, this is where we all came from. The dreams we had, the love we shared, this is what we're waiting for. In my mind, in my head, this is where we all come. In my mind, in my head, this is where we all come. In my mind, in my head, this is where we all came from. The dreams we had, the love we shared, this is what
dreams we had, the love we shared. This is what we're waiting for. And in my mind, in my head, this is where we all came from. The dreams we had, the love we shared. This is what we're waiting for. In my mind, in my head, is where we all come. In my mind, in my head, is where we all come. In my mind, in my head, this is where we all came from. The dreams we had, the love we shared. This is what we're waiting for. In my mind, in my head, it is where we all come. In my mind, in my head, it is where we all come. In my mind, in my head, it is where we all come. In my mind, in my head, it is where we all come.
Now I like dollars, I like diamonds, I like stunning, I like shining, I like $1 million deals. Where's my pen? Bitch, I'm signing. I like those Balenciagas, the ones that look like socks. I like going to the Tula, I put rocks all in my watch. I like texts from my exes when they want a second chance. I like proving niggas wrong, I do what they say I can't. They call me Cardi, Cardi, banging body, spicy mommy, hot tamale, hotter than a Somali. Virgo, Rari, hop up the stoop, jump in the coupe, big dip on top of the roof, flexing on bitches as hard as I can, eating halal, driving a lamb. So that bitch, I'm sorry though, got my coins like Mario. Yeah, they call me Cardi B, I run this shit like cardio. I'm in district in the chain. Certified, you know I'm gang, 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 gang. Drop the top and blow the brand. Oh, he's so handsome, what's his name? I need the dollars to change, beat it up like piñata. Tell the job to close the curtains. That bitch make you nervous.
Chambean, chambean, pero no jalan. Tú compras todas las Jolambo, a mí me las regalan. I spend in the club, what you have in the bank. This is the new religion bank, el Latino gang. Yeah, está toda servieta, pero es que en el closet tengo mucha grasa. Ya mudé la Gucci pa' dentro de casa, yeah. Cabrón, a ti no te conocen ni en plaza. El diablo me llama, pero Jesucristo me abraza. Guerrero como Eddie, que viva la raza, yeah. Me gustan boricua, me gustan cubana. Me gusta el acento de la colombiana. Como me ve el culo la dominicana. Lo rico que me chinga la venezolana. Andamos activos, perico, pim, pim. Billetes de 100 en el maletín. Que retumbe el bajo, Bobby Valentín, yeah. Aquí prohibido amar, dile charitín. Que per pico le tengo claritín. Yo llego a la disco y se forma el motín.
Diamond District in the chain. Certified, you know I'm gang, 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 gang. Drop the top and blow the brand. Oh, he's so handsome, what's his name? I need the dollars to change, beat it up like piñata. Tell the job to close the curtains. That bitch make you nervous.
Como Celia Cruz tengo el azúcar. Tú que va medio y se fue de pecho como Ginny Luca. Te vamos a tumbar la peluca y arranca pa'l carajo, cabrón, que a ti no te va a pasar la boca. Mi tenis Balenciaga me reciben en la entrada. Para, sí, like I'm Lady Gaga. Y no te me hagas, que en cover de Billboard tú has visto mi cara. No salgo de tu mente, donde quiera que viajes, he escuchado mi gente. Ya no soy high, soy como el testa rosa. Soy el que se la vive y también el que la goza. Goza, es la cosa. El que mira sufre y el que toca goza. I said I like it like that.
I said I like it like that.
I said I like it like that.
I said I like it like that. I'm in district in the chain. Certified, you know I'm gang. Drop the top and blow the brand. Oh, he's so handsome, what's his name? Yeah.
What's the most important century in human history? Some might argue it's a period of extensive military campaigning, like Alexander the Great's in the 300s BCE, which reshaped political and cultural borders. Others might cite the emergence of a major religion, such as Islam in the 7th century, which codified and spread values across such borders. Or perhaps it's the Industrial Revolution of the 1700s that transformed global commerce and redefined humanity's relationship with labor. Whatever the answer, it seems like any century vying for that top spot is at a moment of great change, when the actions of our ancestors shifted humanity's trajectory for centuries to come. So if this is our metric, is it possible that right now, this century is the most important one yet? The 21st century has already proven to be a period of rapid technological growth. Phones and computers have accelerated the pace of life, and we're likely on the cusp of developing new transformative technologies, like advanced artificial intelligence, that could entirely change the way people live. Meanwhile, many technologies we already have contribute to humanity's unprecedented levels of existential risk. That's the risk of our species going extinct or experiencing some kind of disaster that permanently limits humanity's ability to grow and thrive. The invention of the atomic bomb marked a major rise in existential risk. And since then, we've only increased the odds against us. It's profoundly difficult to estimate the odds of an existential collapse occurring this century. Very rough guesses put the risk of existential catastrophe due to nuclear winter and climate change at around 0.1%, with the odds of a pandemic causing the same kind of collapse at a frightening 3%. Given that any of these disasters could mean the end of life as we know it. These aren't exactly small figures, and it's possible this century could see the rise of new technologies that introduce more existential risks. AI experts have a wide range of estimates regarding when artificial general intelligence will emerge, but according to some surveys, many believe it could happen this century. Currently, we have relatively narrow forms of artificial intelligence, which are designed to do specific tasks like play chess or recognize faces. Even narrow AIs that do creative work are limited to their singular specialty. But artificial general intelligences, or AGIs, would be able to adapt to and perform any number of tasks, quickly outpacing their human counterparts. There are a huge variety of guesses about what AGI could look like, and what it would mean for humanity to share the Earth with another sentient entity. AGIs might help us achieve our goals, they might regard us as inconsequential, or they might see us as an obstacle to swiftly remove. So in terms of existential risk, it's imperative the values of this new technology align with our own. This is an incredibly difficult philosophical and engineering challenge that will require a lot of delicate, thoughtful work. Yet even if we succeed, AGI could still lead to another complicated outcome. Let's imagine an AGI emerges with deep respect for human life and a desire to solve all humanity's troubles. But to avoid becoming misaligned, it's been developed to be incredibly rigid about its beliefs. If these machines became the dominant power on Earth, their strict values might become hegemonic, locking humanity into one ideology that would be incredibly resistant to change. History has taught us that no matter how enlightened a civilization thinks they are rarely up to the moral standards of later generations. And this kind of value lock-in could permanently distort or constrain humanity's moral growth. There's a ton of uncertainty around AGI, and it's profoundly difficult to predict how any existential risks will play out over the next century. It's also possible that new, more pressing concerns might render these risks moot. But even if we can't definitively say that ours is the most important century, it still seems like the decisions we make might have a major impact on humanity's future. So maybe we should all live like the future depends on us, because actually, it just might.
I hurt myself today to see if I still feel. I focus on the pain, the only thing that's real. The needle tears a hole, the old familiar sting. Try to kill it all away, but I remember everything. What have I become? My sweetest friend. Everyone I know goes away in the end, and you could have it all. My empire of dirt, I will let you down. I will make you hurt.
You stay the hell away from me, you hear?
I wear this crown of thorns upon my liar's chair, full of broken thoughts I cannot repair. Beneath the stains of time, the feelings disappear. You are someone else. I am still right here. What have I become? My sweetest friend. Everyone I know goes away in the end, and you could have it all. My empire of dirt, I will let you down. I will make you hurt. If I could start again, a million miles away, I would keep myself. I would find a way.